What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Come on, Facebook. Where are you guys at today? Let's see if I can get this image pop up. I'm trying to work my computer and having a little challenges with that today. All right, come on in, guys. Come on in. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Hey, I've got a great... Oh. Let me turn that down. I've got a great live show with you today. It's all about picking your markets, and I want to help you guys understand exactly what the right markets are, and if you're going to approach them, how are you going to approach them, and what strategy are you going to be using to get to those markets? That's what I want to talk to you about today, okay? So, look at there. I'm making things happen, man. Let me see if I can do this backwards. All right, we got it on the screen now. Okay, well, come on in, guys. Tell me if you're here. Tell me where you're coming from. I know we get a lot of people back from the other shows, and I'm excited about that. My comebackers, as I call them, my fans, my students, the people that I'm helping out there in the world. So we're making ripples. That's what we're doing, and I got all kinds of good stuff to talk to you about today. Lots of new adventures for next year. Some stuff we're going to be rolling out. You guys want to pay attention to this. Also, tell me where you're from. I want to know where you're from. Let me know where you're at across the world, and who's coming and who's watching and who's new. If you're brand new, tell me you're brand new to our real estate investing talk show. Tell me you're new so we can say hi, give you a shout out. Today's a big day. Today is really something that you need to pay attention to. You need to let other people pay attention to this because, you know, it's a challenge when you're trying to do real estate investing. And one of the things that you run into is that you may not be finding deals because you're probably marketing to the wrong area. And that's a big eye opener right there. Every time I share this with people, they always say, man, this is very important information. And so I want to share it with you guys today. So listen, if you know how we operate, we do our real estate investing talk show every Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern time zone. We also do our blog talk radio show today. We also do our YouTube show today. We also do our podcast today. It's all in one. We record this so that you guys can come back and watch it on our Facebook feed. But while I'm taking breaks from the radio show, I'll be answering questions for you guys right here because this is Zach Childress, and I am your real estate coach. That's right. You're in the right spot. So this is why we do this, so you guys can get the real down low, And I am here with the lovely Jill. Jill, say hi to everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's good afternoon, Jill.
I'm still in the morning. This day is flying by.
I'm telling you, it's flying by. I'm telling you. Hey, listen, if you're joining me for the first time, say hi, say hello. Let us know who's here. Let us know who's joining us. I like when we get the new people on here because they're the ones that need help, just like all you need help. But they're here for the first time. They're trying to figure out, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Why am I on this page? Whoa, I just dropped my chair. Did you guys see that? Let me pull that back up. I do that with my leg for some reason. So, all right. Well, who we got, Jill?
So we have Toby here. She says, good afternoon, Zach and Jill.
Hey, Toby.
She says, hey, I'm out here working. Steve says, I love that his spell checks in and says, hey, Zach and Jill.
Hey, Zach. You know, that's what the Asian community calls me. The Asian community doesn't know how to say Zach, so they say Zach. Zach, you hear that, Zach?
Love it. Steve and Toby are saying hello. We have John Avanek. He says, hey, Zach and Jill, Greenville, South Carolina here.
South Carolina, John.
We have Ariana and Solidell.
Hey, Ariana and Solidell.
Evangelist Tommy Lee Lamb says, hey, Zach.
Hey, Tommy Lee. I'm just going to call you Tommy Lee. I like that name, Tommy Lee.
Natasha Curtis says hello.
Hey, Natasha.
Shauna says hello from Palmdale, California.
Palmdale, California. Hello, Shauna.
Jimmy says, teach me.
Jimmy, stay with me. I'll teach you everything you want to know. That's why I'm the real estate coach. That's it. This is Zach Childress, your real estate coach. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome to our real estate investing talk show. This is where the rubber hits the road, right? This is where you get to come, you get to learn, you get to experience, you get to fellowship with other people on this stream. It's important. This is what this Tuesday show is all about. It's about real estate investing talk. So if you just joined us for the first time, we do it every Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern Time Zone. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. And the beauty is that we do our real estate talk show on Blog Talk Radio, our YouTube channel, our podcast. All that goes on here. But while that's going on, I'm talking to you guys during the break. So say hi, tell me where you're from, get your questions in. It's important that you do that.
We have Queen Marie from Hamlet, North Carolina. Hoyt Brady says he's brand new. Bernard Bell.
Hoyt, brand new. Welcome to the show, Hoyt.
Bernard, also brand new from Bernard, Chicago.
Bernard from Bernard, Chicago.
Avarian says
Avarian?
teach. I don't think it's Avarian.
Oh. Sorry.
Alex is brand new from Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha. Man, I got some good friends in Omaha. You know who lives in Omaha, Nebraska?
Land O'Lakes.
Let's see if anybody knows who it is besides the guy from Omaha.
Isn't Land O'Lakes butter and cheese and stuff made in Omaha?
No, if I'm not mistaken, Warren Buffett lives in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh. Then we have Patrice Cook. She says hello. Arthur says hi. Caitlin says hello. Elizabeth says hello. Bernard says hello.
Hello. I missed it. Sorry, Steve says.
We have Natasha, and she says she's from South Carolina.
What's up with all the we got some Carolina folks on here today. You guys should be talking to each other.
Yep. Marie, she says hello. Queen Marie says, hey guys, I'm new. I need help getting marketing page started. My name is, Kalia. Alicia, she says hello from California. Jimmy says, praise God.
All the glory.
Roderick says hello. And then Jasmine, she says hello. Arthur says, how do I get started?
Stay on this. Listen, if you want to know how to get started, you should go back and watch a lot of the videos that we have on here. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff from, calls equal results, dialing for results, dialing for dollars, talking with banks, driving for leads, straight options, bandit sign. I mean, man, we do all kinds of shows on here. You should go watch them.
Then Rodney says hi from Hiram, Georgia. Then Catherine says, I'm going to call her out on this because she said you waste too much time doing shout outs to your audience and listening to your slurp, your coffee.
Who is it?
Boring. Catherine,
see you bye.
Let's just make sure we get a shout out to her too, so she's not so bored.
Hey, look, you don't have to watch my show. We got enough people watching it. So if you think I'm boring, you obviously don't know me at all.
Toby says get to an event as soon as possible.
Thanks, Toby.
Jimmy, he says I'm tuning in from Broklahoma.
Broklahoma. Love that. Love that.
He says, where are the videos located?
They're all on the... Listen, they're all right here on the Facebook page. If you're watching on the Facebook page, they're all on the Facebook page. Just scroll down.
We got Victor from Lloydminator, Alberta.
Awesome,
shout out
Victor.
to the Canadians. And
yes, Warren Buffett does live. I thought he did. I'm from Ohio. Awesome. Listen, I always like to see who's coming on board. I like to talk to you guys and give you shout outs. So for those of you that don't like me communicating with my fans and giving shout outs to them, then obviously you don't need to be on this page. I'll tell you that, because I enjoy my students. I enjoy my fans. I enjoy talking to you guys and coming on here and creating a culture and a camaraderie and a community together. And I think those of you that come back and watch me and over and over and over probably enjoy that too. So, you know, I love you guys.
So we are actually going to have to go on air. Ready?
Let's rock and roll.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, it's Zach Childers. Welcome back to your real estate investing talk show. And listen, we've got a big day today all about picking your markets and what you need to be thinking about when it comes to market selection and how that market selection can actually hinder you or help you as you grow your business. And the call today is very timely. I was actually just doing a call with one of our coaching students before this, and we were kind of going over some of this. And so I invited them to be on here with us today. I hope that they are. I hope that they showed up and listened to their coach, Alex and Liz. If you're listening, make sure you type in you're on here. And so it's important. Why is that important? Because here's why. A lot of people want to do marketing. The problem with it is they don't quite understand marketing. They just think, oh, I'll go do marketing, I'll make money. And a lot of people just think, oh, well, if I go study a book, I'll make money in real estate. That's not how it works. It's called applied information. You have to make sure you're gathering the right information to be able to apply that. So for all my first timers and the people that are listening, and maybe you're on my podcast right now, maybe you're on the Blog Talk Radio and you're just tuning in for the first time. Well, listen, we do these every Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern time zone. Why? Because I'm giving back. I want to create ripples. I want to help you help others to help others. And I want you to take this information and I want you to apply this information. We have lots you can go back and listen to. And we have lots that you can engage in and participate. If you're listening to me on the radio or you're listening to me on podcast or somewhere on YouTube, you should really be joining us on our Facebook feed. You should, because that's where you can actually, get to know us. We can talk to you. We can, see who's coming on board. We can give you shout outs and say hello and really build a culture and an environment with you as a following and as a community. So how do you get to our Facebook feed if you're not watching us on Facebook right now? You go to reisuccessacademy.com/Facebook, and then you go like that page and share that page. Let other people hear about the message. Let other people engage in it, because this is the power. And so a lot of you just getting to know me, if you want to know more about how you can get started in real estate the easy way, you need to pick up my book. It's right behind me on the wall. It's also in front of me by the computer. It's called My First Deal Playbook. You can get that on Amazon. You just need to search on Amazon, My First Deal Playbook, and it'll pop up. I think on Amazon it's like $6.25 or 35 cents or something like that. It's well worth it. You can read the comments on there and the reviews. People are sharing it. If you have the book, you should be reviewing it. You should be leaving a review at, I think it's ffflive.com/book review. It's on your screen right now. Leave us a review. Tell other people what you thought about the book, because most people want to hear what you have to say before they will get the book. So if you have the book and you've read the book, then leave a review. It's very important that you do that, okay? So with that said, I want you to pay attention to where we're going to go with this today. And it's all about helping you decipher, are you in the right market for the right strategy? I would never say, are you in a good market or a bad market? Because every market has potential. Every market has a strategy that will work or can be deployed in that market. And so understanding that concept or that understanding of that market is huge. And what I mean by that is it's practicing all four investing tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 investing strategies, where tier 1 being wholesaling, tier 2 being creative financing, tier 3 being fix and flips, and tier 4 being buy and hold type investments. And the beauty of that is when you are very clear on what the opportunities are in your market, that's when you can be clear on the marketing to go forward with. And that all goes back to picking the right market. And so there's a couple of ways to do that. There's one strategy that helps you I identify the market as a whole, which is understanding zip code data research, zip code matrices. And so we're going to talk about zip code data, zip code matrices. Let me give myself a note. And what are some of the key things you need to know there? The other thing that we're going to talk about is clustering. And when you know how to identify zip code matrices and clustering, you can then identify what is happening in your market so that you're able to move that position forward with your marketing dollars and your deal structuring. And so those are the two big things we're going to talk about. But before we talk about those, I want you to get a better understanding of why this is important. So we're going to talk about the why, then we're going to talk about the how, and then we're going to talk about the do, okay? So why is it important? Because I can't tell you how many times someone comes to me and they say, oh, I bought this deal because the numbers made sense, but now I can't do anything with it. Well, that's because they didn't understand market. They didn't understand picking the right markets for the best exit. See, the idea is yes, you need the deal to be able to make sense with numbers, but you also need to be in the mindset and the understanding that it has to be in the right area to execute. Whether that execution is to put it out to a landlord, or that execution is to put it out to a first-time home buyer, or that execution is to put it out to a cash buyer who wants to fix and flip. All of this data is available to you so that you can do that research, so that you can identify the direction that you need to go, so that now you know what's the exit approach on that deal type. And that's what's going to save you, or it's going to cost you a ton of money, because it's not just about the numbers. Even though the numbers are important, it's not just about the numbers. It's about the numbers make sense and the market condition makes sense. And that's why you pick the right market for the right approach. Because example, if I know as a wholesaler, one of the easiest and fastest ways to do wholesale deals is wholesaling to landlord investors. They're in a market type that is much easier to access, they're much easier to negotiate, and they're at a lower price point. So most people are easier to buy those based on cash flow. Well, that helps me identify price points. So I have to go in and I have to identify those areas, identify the price points, and I already know that that area is going to be a catering to a landlord investor. So I have a market approach. I've picked a market. I know my exit. I know that the clusters are there. The same strategy if I'm going to go after cash buyers as my exit. I need to figure out what are cash buyers buying, and I'm going to help you with this, so that I can run those clusterings. I can identify zip code matrices to determine which zip codes have the highest cash buyer percentages. Then I can go into that zip code, I can do the clustering, and I can identify where those markets are based on the clustering. So I already know these areas are where I need to find deals to be able to wholesale those contracts to a cash buyer. And what it does, it gives you a clear picture that if I'm getting deals that are not in these cluster zones, then the likelihood is I'll probably be able to get the deal under contract, but I won't be able to liquidate it quickly because there's nobody buying in those areas. You want to stay within the cluster zones. And so that's really the why we're doing this, right? Why it's important that you understand that we identify the zip code information and we identify the clustering so that it allows us to execute whether we're selling contracts or whether we're selling properties in the fastest time possible. So that's the big message today. That's what we're going to be digging into today. So I wanted you to understand why we're talking about this, and then when we come back from our break, we're going to go into zip code data, and then we're going to go into clustering. So hang with us. This is Zach Childress, your real estate coach, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Facebookers, what you got for me so far? You got any questions for me? This is your time while we're on break. What do you got? What questions do you got for your coach? That's what I want to know, because I want you guys to be ready. I'm going to dig into the zip codes and the clustering in 2 more segments. So what do you got for me? Did I see Elena on here? She done snuck in here. She done got up on my Facebook page. I meet her. She done hugged me. Now she's on my Facebook page.
I invited her. So Elizabeth, Liz and Alex, they're here.
Oh, Liz and Alex did show up. Yep. Way to go. Way to go, guys. Way to go.
Marie, she says she's new here. Susan Gross Shiver, she says phone. Barry says he needs to find private investors. Do y'all have a list of investors?
Private investors is a question. All right. Yes, we actually do have a list of private investors, but we only give it in a software platform that our coaching students are active in. So as a coaching student, you get a platform that you can pull private investors in your market. But let me help you real quick. Who is that? Barry? Barry, here's the thing. You need to be asking everybody for money. I mean, let's just be clear on this. If you want to get money from people, you've got to open your mouth and ask for it, okay? And a lot of times what holds people back from asking for private money is they don't have confidence that they can execute on it. Because I'm going to tell you this, if you ask enough people, you will find people with money that want to share that money with a higher rate of return. So it's really simple. Hey, what do you do? I'm in real estate. I also help people who have retirement accounts that want to get more money out of their retirement accounts, and I can pay investors anywhere from 8 to 10%. What are you making on your money now? Well, I'm not making that. Well, great. Maybe we should talk. You just got to you got to keep asking. You got to talk. You got to get it out there. You got to let people know. You got to say, hey, look, I can help you. You know, if you've got money sitting in a savings account or, you know, making 2% or 0.5%, I can help you get more. And it's secured by real estate. So let's have coffee. Let's sit down and talk. But they're all around you. They're everywhere. You could also go and pull a list, even though our software platform for our coaching students does it all for them. But you could go pull a list. You could go out and say, look, I want to find people. You could get a list broker. You could say, I want to find people that have, you know, CDs or have money in the bond market that's only making, you know, 2% or 4%. And you could start doing mailing to them and asking them if they'd be interested in looking at your investment model and how they could work with you in your real estate investing.
So Sean, he says he missed the Texas event. Shake his head.
Oh, Sean.
Gerard Francois, he's here.
Gerard Francois.
Yep.
What a very, like, enticing name. Francois.
Alicia, she says, what do you do if you have a property under contract and can't find a buyer? Do you use a real estate agent?
That is exactly what we're talking about today. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Who was that? Alicia.
Yep.
Alicia, this is my point. Like, this is why you've got to listen to this whole call today, because the problem is a lot of people go out and get a deal and then they try to get rid of them. They can't find a buyer because it's in the wrong area. This is why the zip code data and the clustering is so important, because you're running the numbers and the numbers make sense. But then when you execute and you go to sell it, you can't sell it. Yeah. If you can't sell it, you need to get more eyes on it. How do you do that? Well, you either get with what's called a flat fee broker, which you pay them $300 to $500. They stick it on the MLS, and you basically don't pay them real estate commissions. You pay commissions to the buyer's agent, but not the seller's agent. So how do you make that a bigger play for you? Well, you go to a flat fee broker. You pay them $300 to $400, whatever they charge. You stick it on the MLS, and here's the secret to this: you offer the buyer's agent 4 to 5% commission. Where in most cases, if you have a 6% commission that you're putting out to your listing broker, they split that with the buyer's broker. So when you put it with a flat fee broker and you offer 4 to 5% to the buyer's agent, well, it makes your property more enticing to them.
So then we have Jasmine. She says, hello, new here. Sean.
Jasmine is new. Welcome to the show, Jasmine.
So Sean says, I have someone who sent me information on houses, but I don't fully understand how I must proceed. I was going to bring the information with me, but I missed the Texas event.
Well, Sean, you should be at our February event. So you guys ready for this one? So in February next year, we teamed up with the original shark from Shark Tank. That's right. Kevin Harrington is going to be at our February event. He's going to be teaching with me at the February event. We got lots of new stuff coming out next year with him. I just flew to Tampa yesterday. Some of you saw that on our Facebook page, and worked a deal with him. So he's going to be engaged with us next year at our events, and it's exciting. It's been in the works for a while. I couldn't say anything until contracts were signed, and I've got a signed contract now. So kudos to that. Kudos to you guys, because you're going to get to engage in that. But yes, Sean, get to our event, LA, in February. First year of the year, and we're starting off with a bang with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, and it's going to be amazing. So
Queen Marie says this is an MCA company, right?
What?
I'm not really sure what that. I figured you might know what she meant.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
This
we're
is
not
Zach
MCA.
Childers, your real estate coach show. I don't know who MCA is.
So Lou Haunch says, hi, Zach. Lewis from Florida here.
Awesome.
Alicia, she said, thank you. Steve Mansfield, he said, it's off today's topic, but can you take on lease options?
Listen, who was that? Steve?
Steve.
Steve, go back. What show was that?
couple.
Two shows back, we did an entire show on straight options and talked about that. So it helps you get a clear on what just the option is and how it works. But go back. You were on that show, Steve. Just go back and refresh your mindset on that one. So, all right. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, we need to go back on air in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, it's Zach Childers, your real estate coach, and I'm back. Hey, we just left off with understanding picking your markets and why it's important for you to identify how to pick your markets. And one of the things that we just talked about is why, if you're not doing this, you could get stuck with a deal that won't sell. And over on the Facebook Q&A that we were doing during break, we just had somebody bring that exact example up. And this is why I need you guys to pay attention, listen to it. If you're not on my Facebook page, you got to be. Go to reisuccessacademy.com/Facebook and do me a favor. When you're on that page, like that page and share that page. If you know anything about me, I do all this free training every single week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I do them because I want to help you get an advantage in the market, but I also want you to share the message. I want you to share this message. It's very important we keep investors safe, and this one video right here will probably keep 80, if not 90% of the investors out there safe if they just listen to it and apply it in their day-to-day activities as real estate investors. It's for you. I want to create ripples. I need your help to create ripples. If you're with me on creating ripples, I need you to, on my Facebook page, obviously if you're listening to me on the radio, you can't do this, but on my Facebook page, I just want you to type in ripples. Just type in ripples. Jill, type it in for them first because some of them may not know how to spell it. Just type in ripples. I want you creating ripples with me, guys. I love the fact that I can interact with my Facebook fans. I love the fact that you guys are listening to me on the radio or YouTube or podcast. Get on my Facebook page. I can interact with you. I can answer your real estate questions. I can talk to you. I can be part of your journey. And that's where it's really important, is the active participation. So as we move forward, know that ripples is my message. Ripples is what I'm trying to create. Touching more lives, changing more lives this year than I did last year is my entire journey. And one of those is right here today. So we know the why. So now what do you have to do? You need to know zip code data. You've got to know zip code data in your life, okay? Without zip code data, you are going to be stuck in a rut trying to figure out why your marketing's not working, why when you get a deal it won't sell, and then you're going to give up. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to act like it doesn't work, and you're going to be, oh, sorry, me, mo, whoa, right? You're going to go through all the oh, it don't work for me, and I'm going to do this. Well, where's all my other buttons at?
Justin has the key to the lock, and I haven't gotten it from him.
Tell Justin to get me my other buttons. So that's what it's about, guys. It's about being able to be on track and get the right data. So zip code. So let's be clear on what this is. Every one of you watching right now need to go to, I don't know what it's called. Just type in Google zip code maps. I think that's what it is. Zip code maps. I think it's called free zip code map, something like that. Type in free zip code maps. Maybe that's a better way of getting there. Free zip code maps. Let's see if I get that. Boom, map line. Nope. US. There's one of them that's free. Click to get the zip code boundary maps. Maybe that's it. Oh, there we go. Zipmap.net. Zipmap.net. I can go into Alabama. I can say, okay, I got my Alabama map up. I can go into, let's see here. I can go look for Madison. I can go all the way down Madison County. And here I have my entire county pulled up in a color-coded zip code map. So that's zipmap.net. Oh, good job, Joe. She's on it today. She's on it today, guys. So the zip code map is where you have to start. And if you guys have ever been to my event and you've seen my presentation, I have that zip code map in my presentation, and I have it numbered by tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I know which strategy works per zip code. And so what this does for me is it allows me to start pulling data. So the data is very important because I go into each zip code and I pull data like how many units have sold in the last 12 months per zip code. Right? I want to know which zip codes have the highest movement in them, because the ones that have the most movement, hey, obviously I want to be in there somehow, some way to figure out how to make money with the most activity. I also want to know how or what. So each zip code has a different city, right? Like the city of Huntsville has like 12 zip codes. So I want to know what the average, listen to me, I want to know what the average sales price is for a home in that city. Okay, so I may have a city, 12 zip codes, but that city, what's the average sales price? So let's say it's 160. Then I want to know on each zip code, what's the average sales price per zip code? And the reason I want to know that is I want to see the congruency, right? So for example, let me move over to the board. If I've got, zip code 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I've got 1,000 units sold here a year, 500 units here, 200 here, 800 here, 1,200 here. That's the number of units sold per zip code, okay? Let me turn that mic a little bit for you. Then I need to know if these are all in the same zip code, the average city, okay? So let's say the average city sales price is 160, okay? So I know all these zip codes fall into that 160 average city. But then I need to know based on zip code. So if let's say this zip code is 150, you follow me? Let's say this zip code is 225. Let's say this zip code is 300. This zip code is 170. This zip code is 125, okay? This is very important that you understand what I'm telling you right now. Here's why. I want to play where the most movement is for the most active buyers. And typically, if you know what the average resale price is in your city, then you'll know which ones are the best. So for example, if an average city, if I got 1,000 units sold and the average city is 160, then the average zip price is 150. Then that tells me that's a market that I need to be in. That's a market I need to be in because the average home sales price per zip code is the same or equal to the average city price. For example, look at this one, 500, the average city is 160. That zip code's resale price is 225. That tells me that they just lost a ton of buyers, right? Because why? The average person's only buying at 160. That one's at 225. Move on down. Zip code 3, 200 sales. The average city price is 160. The average zip code resale price is 300. It tells me it's out of my playing field, so I don't want this one. X, I don't want that one. X. Let's go down to zip code 5, 1,200 units. Average city price is 160. The average sales price in that zip code is 225, which tells me that the reason that the sales are so high is because it's affordable. So I want to play in that area. So this is why we do the zip code information, so I can identify where I want to play. The more I know about the market and how I can target the largest buying group, which is the first-time home buyers, and I know that's a flip market. That means that zip code, I probably want to target as a flip area. I want to target, if I'm wholesaling, I want to target cash buyers. If I am a rehabber, I want to target it to actually buy, fix, and flip in. Now, on the other side, we need to pull something else. Now, the zip code matrix is much longer than this, but this is just some simplicity for you. I want to know, out of these number of houses sold, how many of them sold to a cash buyer versus a financed buyer, okay? Because I got to figure out the percentage of opportunity there. I'll give you an example. If I pull a zip code, say 1,200 units has sold in the last 12 months. Yes, 12 months. And 80% of those sold to a first-time home buyer. I don't personally, I wouldn't wholesale there because the easiest approach for me is going to be to sell to the largest buying group. So if 80% of these sales were sold to a financed buyer, then that means the largest buying group in that market is financed buyers, which means that's who I need to be targeting as my exit strategy, okay? Now, if I want to target landlords as an exit, then I need to be looking for markets that are selling much cheaper. So if I know that the average is 160, and let's say I go to zip code 6, and let's say there's 600 houses sold here, the average city is 160, but these prices are around 95,000. Well, obviously, that tells me right there that that is a landlord market all day long. And I can promise you that if I pull the buyers versus cash, I probably will have a higher cash sale in that area. But even if I don't, I can still target it as a wholesaler in two ways. I can target it as wholesaling the contract straight to a cash landlord, or I can target it as wholesaling it to a financed buyer using our DOF process that we teach at our events, and it's in our 30-day fast track course. So the zip code data helps me start with identifying which zip codes I want to work. Once I know the zip codes I want to work, then I can move into clustering, and that's what we're going to talk about next. So, hey, if you're listening to me on the radio or the podcast or YouTube or any other source out there, I really appreciate you being here. Hang tight because I'm going to be coming back, and we're going to move into clustering. This is Zach Childress, your real estate coach. Dylan Birch is on my feed. Man, that's my high school buddy right there. My whole high school buddy on here right now, learning some real estate. That's awesome, Dylan. I'm glad you're on the show, buddy. I can teach you something. Maybe I'll help you flip a house or two.
So Dennis, which you already did kind of answer his question, but he said, how do you choose which tier goes in that zip code?
Well, yeah, exactly. So remember, there's 4 tiers to investing, and the data that we pull helps us identify based on the buyer pool, okay? The data helps us understand where the most movement is per zip code, but how we apply the strategy is always the exit. It's always the exit. Who are we exiting to? So if I know that the majority of the buyers that are buying in that zip code are first-time home buyers, then I know my exit needs to be buying them, fixing them, and selling them to a first-time home buyer. Now, if you're saying, yeah, but I don't have the money to buy them, well, you haven't asked enough. There's asset-based lenders that don't care about your credit. They don't care about your job. All they care about is the deal. So that would be the approach I would take. If you're saying, but I still need the money to fix it up. Well, if that's the case, then you need to go to services like Prosper or Lender Lab, or you need to find a partner that's willing to bring in the fix-up cost, $15,000, $20,000, or $30,000. You just need to keep talking to people and keep asking for people to participate with you so you can get started. If not, then you need to wholesale. So who do we wholesale to? Well, we look for areas like number 6 zip code that gets us into the landlord database so that we can wholesale to landlords, or we look for areas that have a higher percentage. So if you pull all these zip codes, like Alex and Liz, they're out in the San Bernardino area. We were looking at their stuff. The highest cash buyer zip code they had was like 20-something% cash buyers. Well, if I'm going to wholesale, and that after all, I ran all my zip codes, and the highest percentage of cash buyers were 20-something, then obviously that's the area I need to target. I don't need to target other areas that only have a 5% cash buyer, because the likelihood I'm going to sell that contract becomes smaller and smaller and smaller because my percentage of exiting becomes smaller and smaller. Hope that helps you.
Okay, so Steve says, how often does the zip code stats change?
Not a lot. If you have a major correction in the market, it's going to change. But if you pulled this data every 6 months, you'd be okay.
Herjoy2 says, go over that a little slower again. Thanks.
Hey, Herjo2, that's why these live streams are recorded, my friend. So you can go back and watch it, and you can hit pause and rewind and play, and then rewind and then play, and then rewind and then play.
Victor, he said, please can I reach Carly? I left her a short voicemail.
Victor, Carly's busy helping people, my friend. So just, I'm sure she'll get back to you.
And then Kim and Shelton, they said, Jill, can you give me a call after live? I need to run something by you. Run it by Zach. He's right here waiting for y'all.
Love it. We got my New Yorker, Angel's in the house. What's up, everybody? Angel says. Hey, Angel, why are you always late to my show? Always late, man. I'm always looking for you, and you're late.
I would say better late than never, but we want to.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate all the Ripple comments, guys. That's what's important. But you know what's more important to me? And listen, we're going to continue the show in just a little bit. We're going to go over clustering, and then I'm going to answer some more questions. But it's sharing the message, guys. It's sharing this message. It's getting this out there. You know how many people need to hear this message? I mean, you know how many people just go out there blindly into real estate? They just jump in because they read a book. Listen, in my book, My First Deal Playbook, which is it's going to be my second best-selling book out there because you guys keep talking about it and sharing the message and giving me reviews on Amazon. And also, we just got picked up by Barnes & Noble. How about that? Did you know that, Jill?
No, you didn't share that off.
I didn't share that with you. We're making big moves, man. We're on Amazon. We're on Barnes & Nobles now. We just teamed up with a shark from Shark Tank. You guys watch out. I don't sleep. I just grind, man. I'm always making big moves. If you want to be with me, you got to make big moves with me. That's what I say. So, but listen, this book right here will help you. If you don't have my book, you need to get it. You can go to Amazon and type in My First Deal Playbook and get a copy of it. And I talk about in there what most people don't ever talk about. I talk about how you got to know what strategy is going to work for you, how to pick the right markets, how to make sure you're moving in the right strategy that fits your financial needs and in the right area. That is why I put it out there for you guys.
So Dennis says, where are these videos stored for replay?
They're all on the Facebook feed. So if you're on the Facebook feed right now, there's on the left-hand side, you'll see a button that says video. Just click on that and it has all of our videos.
So Raquetta says, you just helped me with a small yet large issue I've had for 3 years. Thanks, you rock. Love your being real.
What is it?
Love your being real.
Raquetta, how many times have you been on my show? Tell me that one. I want to know that. Because if I've helped you in one show on something you've been challenged with for 3 years, that's huge. That's the power of this show right here. And you can ask anybody that's been with me from the beginning. We started this a year ago with like 5 followers.
That was good.
I just kept putting it out there. I said, we'll get it there. Now we're pushing like 50,000 followers.
This is our first time.
First time! I love it. Everybody give Raquetta a big warm welcome. First time, one show helped her create a solution for a 3-year problem. Love that.
So Patrick, he says, I live in Canada, so if I make money on a flip or wholesaling, how do I park my profits to avoid paying too much in taxes?
I live in Canada, so if I make money on a flip or wholesale, how do I park my profits to avoid paying too much taxes? Well, you know, there's all kinds of tax advantages. If you're flipping in a self-directed IRA, I don't know if you have that, or if you create one, you can always roll your profits back into it and defer it. Other than that, you got to create write-offs, my friend. You got to make money and put money back out. You got to make it and put it back out, because if you're making it and then you're putting it back out, then you're not earning it. It's reinvested, and then it becomes more of an asset position, and you can get more tax write-offs. So if I was you, I would take that money you're making and I'd put it in long-term investments, because then you get depreciation, you get write-offs, you get a whole world of opportunities.
So she says I will be here from now on.
Raquetta, I would be here from now on if I was you too. See, not everybody knows the power of this show, right? The ones who are on here know the power of it. Some people come on, like this one lady in the beginning that irked me. She came on and said I was wasting too much time saying hi to all my fans. She said I was wasting too much time saying hi to you guys and talking to you guys. But you understand, like, that's why I do this for you guys. I do this to know you and talk to you and get to, experience you and your challenges and help you overcome that. So for anybody that doesn't understand that, you can't help them.
I love it. Talon says, yes, Zach, this is a big topic today. I love it. I want to master it.
You will, Talon. You will. It starts with your mindset first. You got to get this down.
Patrick, he's going all French on us.
Oh, Lord.
Wait, hang on. Let me see this translation.
What does that translation say? We might have to delete it.
I think you'll like.
I think you'll like?
Yeah, I think I'll like is really more of a...
Very good.
So then we have Toby. She says, Zach, I met with a client this morning only 8 days after I returned from your Freedom from Flipping event in Dallas, and my client wants to do a contract immediately.
Boom! Toby! Making it happen, putting a contract together. Now we just got to sell the contract, Toby. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Way to go, Toby.
Kimberly, she says, we have a property with 104 units for $7.8 million. We need some help putting it together. We also have a property for $200K. ARV is $980,000.
We have a property with 104 units. Well, 104 units is a big property for 7.8 million. So if you haven't dealt with those before, I would say that that's going to require some. I mean, you got to know what the DCR is on those. You got to make sure you understand all the expense factoring and management cost and what is the rollover of expenses, what's deferred maintenance. I mean, that you're talking $7.8 million. One little mistake could cost you $1 million on that one. I just don't know if I have the time right here to go over how to go over a commercial deal with you. On the other property, you can get for $200,000. The ARV's 180. I think that's great. That seems more realistic that we could work on right here on this show. Kimberly, I would say go to who's their coach?
AC.
I would go to AC on that one. AC is your coach on that one. I would go to him with the 104 unit, just because he can spend more time with you on it. And if he needs to ask me questions, he can come to me, and then I can help him get back to you. But the 200,000, if the ARV is 980, I would ask you a few questions. Like, if you're buying it for 200, how much work has to be done? What's the repair cost that's going to be needed to be put into that one? That'll help us run some numbers. The other thing is a $900,000 house. If you're doing that deal in a market that the average sales price is 300, do you understand how long your hold time is going to be on that? And you got to factor that in, and you got to factor in the reality that your buyer pool is really small. So it goes back to the whole identity of why we do clustering.
Steve says Zach is the real coach. Way to go. Toby says he wants to schedule a time as early as tomorrow to put the property under contract. Zach, I love you so much. Thank you for giving me another chance at life. Alicia, she says, this is also my first time on your show.
That's why we do this, Toby. That's why we do this, Toby. Share this message, guys. Get this message out there. This is why we do this, for you guys, because we can help you. You can help others. That's why we do this.
Alicia, she says, this is also my first time on your show, and your information is the best I've ever heard.
Way to go, Alicia. Keep coming back. I love you guys.
Congratulations to Patrick, and thank you, because he said, sorry, it was a message to my daughter. I invited her to join in now.
Good job. Oh, that Patrick said that?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you'll like. Oh, talking to his daughter.
Yes.
Hey, listen, do you understand that's what's going on with our book right now? People are buying this book, and they're buying it for themselves. They're buying it for their kids. They're buying it for their brothers and their sisters. That's how we're changing lives. You understand? Like, I'm doing what others aren't doing. Why? Because of this. This is why I do this. Because of what you guys are saying. Coming on here saying, man, I've been having this problem for 3 years, and you just fixed it. This is why I do this. Guys, this is why I always say I love you guys, because I know that you don't understand the meaning behind that. But I say I love you guys, not because I know you well enough to love you, but I love you guys because of your participation and you being active in what I'm teaching you, and you're getting results from it, because some of you have probably been trying for years to create some result in this business, and you've been steered the wrong way for so long that you've become jaded, and then you show up here and we're doing this live stream, and you're getting value, and you're changing things, and you're applying it, and you're doing it. So I love you for that action that you're taking. You understand? That's what makes a difference in this world. That's why I love it. So, hey, if you're an action taker, type it in. Say, I'm an action taker. Do that for me.
My cousin joined.
Your cousin?
All the way from Newfoundland.
Newfoundland on here.
Yes, sir.
Type it in. I'm an action taker.
Sean, yes, the meeting is in February in California.
That's right.
Call and talk to a student advisor, 707-247-4248.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right, so we've got to go back on.
Well, wait a minute. I already told them to do something. They haven't done it yet. I'm an action taker. There we go. There we go. Here they come. Here they come. I'm an action taker.
It's the turtles.
It's the response rate from Facebook. Hey, at least they're not shutting us down today.
Yes, yes.
You notice they shut me down last week as soon as I talked about Dave Ramsey?
No, I didn't notice that.
So my trainer was watching, my coach, and he said, did you notice as soon as you said something about Dave Ramsey, they shut you down?
Are we testing it right now?
No, because I didn't say anything bad about him. I'm an action taker. Here they come. Here they come.
Slow and steady wins the race, and that might be that other lady's issue. She might be an instant gratification person, and her waiting around for you to say hello to everybody was not fast enough, but she's going to have to...
Hey, look, I told her she didn't have to be here.
I know.
She didn't have to be here. Hey, I wish her all the luck in the world. I mean, blessings to her and her family and all she's trying to do. But I say it all the time. I'm not the right fit for everyone. I'm not. But those who are the right fit for me are the ones who gain the most.
So much.
Because I'm a real estate coach, because I'm really doing this business, and I get to teach it because I love it. So...
So much. You do love it so much, and you make such a difference.
Can I use the ticket I had from Dallas event because I didn't make it? Yes, yes, you can roll the ticket over. That is absolutely correct. There you go, Sean. Solved your problem. Let's get back on and talk about clustering.
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, it's Zach Childers. Sorry about the break, but I'm back. And we're getting live. Wow, I'm all excited, man. I've been talking to my Facebook fans, my students, my camaraderie over there. They're firing it up. They're listening. They're taking action. They're putting deals together. I feel slouchy today, Jill. My shirt won't stay up. I forgot my magnet collars.
You got some starch?
They are starched.
I'll spray you from here.
I feel like I'm slouching today. So the point is that you guys got to get on my Facebook feed. We light it up over there. We got so many people talking and sharing and success stories from just listening and applying. So if you're listening to me on the radio or the podcast or the YouTube or the whatever we do over there, and I don't know what all we do over there, you need to get over to the Facebook, REISuccessacademy.com/Facebook. REISuccessacademy.com/Facebook. Do that for me. So we're going to end it over here with the radio, and then we're going to go back to Facebook and answer some more questions. But it's all about clustering. So once you understand zip codes and you understand how to identify the right buyers and who to target inside those zip codes and based on movement, and there's a lot more on like how much inventory is available and what we should be doing for marketing. And I don't have time to go over the whole zip code matrix with you, but it narrows you down to clustering. So literally, you can do clustering based on a zip code. And that's the power of clustering. Is like I could literally go into Zillow and I could type in 35758 and just pull up the zip code. And then I can cluster that specific zip code. So if I know that I want to wholesale to landlords, like in our zip code 6 in our example, then I would go put that zip code in. And I would make sure that I'm only pulling data feed that is of sold properties that are within that price range that I know is being sold in that area. So I would say that, pick the right bedrooms, filter it out, okay? Once I filter it out in Zillow, I can then look at that specific zip code, and what it does for me is it gives me the zip code, and then it narrows it all the way down into neighborhoods. It narrows it all the way down into the avatar that I'm going after based on sold properties, the price range in which I know I need to target because my zip code matrix gave me that, to the bedrooms, 2, 3 bedrooms, to the bathrooms, to the home type, and then I can even say only show me what has actually sold that is based on this property avatar in the last 12 months. And what it'll do is in that zip code, it'll bring up these cluster zones. And I can then say, oh, now I know specifically which neighborhoods have the movement for what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm trying to do so that I can drill down in specifically and start my marketing campaign, start my follow-up, start my bandit sites, start my listing with my agents. I can then go to my agent and say, look, pull me any property that comes on the market based on this criteria and these cluster zones. That's the marketing at its best because listen, you may not have the biggest list anymore, but you have a very narrowed down approach to the property and the location in which you need to be marketing to. What that means is, I was sharing this with Alex and Liz earlier, is now I can do more touches, which if you know anything about marketing, it has nothing to do with the size of the list. It has everything to do with how many touches you can make. So if you don't have a big marketing budget, then you need to narrow your list down so you can touch that prospect more instead of just trying to market to a big area. But it helps me with my marketing game plan. The other thing it does, which is for a lot of you that are trying to figure this out, is it keeps me safe. So when I get a deal and the numbers make sense and I know the zip code, I can pull up my cluster zone inside the zip code and I can say, well, where's that property at? And if it pops up in an area that has nothing sold in it, then the reality is that the numbers make sense, but I'm going to have a super hard time selling it. That is the reality to why we have to understand clusters so that you don't get stuck with a property that you can't do anything with. You understand? You could say, well, I ran the numbers and they made sense. The numbers, I'm supposed to make money, but I can't sell it. So the problem is when you can't sell it, you might as well throw your profit away because what happens is now you have to do what? Keep dropping the price. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to drop this over here. For you on the radio, you obviously can't see it. But for those of you on Facebook, this is what I'm talking about. In this map, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you have all these little clusterings that I want to be in. But look at this area right here in the middle. The property avatar that I'm going after, right here, there's nothing sold there. So even though I may get the best deal in the world based on numbers, when I go to look on the cluster map and I see nothing is sold, the reality is, well, if I buy one and put it there, it's not going to sell neither. That's what you need to understand. So even if I go up here and then I go, well, let me see what's for sale, and it pops up, you see, there's nothing for sale there neither. So I don't want to buy anything there, but you'll sometimes get yourself in a situation to where you'll come in and somebody will send you a deal and you'll be like, oh, well, it was a good deal, Zach. Well, it was a good deal to who? It was a good deal to the person wholesaling it to you or the agent selling it to you, or was it a good deal to you in the long run? So it's very important that you understand this, guys. Listen, if you want to be safe in real estate, the very first thing you got to understand is picking the right market. You got to understand how to pick the market, how to segment that market, how to do a zip code data research, how to narrow it down to clusterings, because it does twofolds. It keeps you safe and it helps you hone in your marketing based on who you're going after for your exit. That's the whole key here. I know you're looking for motivated sellers, and we all are, but it does me no good to get a motivated seller if I get a property that I can't do anything with. So we have to target who we're exiting to know where we're going to go with the deal. So, hey, listen, I hope you've enjoyed this on the radio or the podcast or YouTube. If you want to get more, you want to learn more, you need to get to our Facebook page, and you need to like that page. We have lots of videos on there, and get my book. Get My First Deal Playbook. You can get it at Amazon. Type in My First Deal Playbook. It'll pop up. Read the reviews. Be part of what we do, and I'll see you guys next week on another radio show. This is Zach Childress, your real estate coach. All right, Facebook, I'm going to wrap this up with you guys today. I want to hear what you got, what questions you got for me. I want to know what you're doing.
Kimberly says, we are action takers. Thanks, Zach and Coach AC. Angel says, I would like to be an action taker, and he did the smiley.
Angel, it starts with your mindset first, buddy. Stop saying like and say I am.
Jovan says, how do you get tickets? I left him the website and the number to call in.
Good.
Hoyt says, how do I review past live cast Facebook? It's under videos tab. Patrick's, he asked how to spell Zillow. I posted that for him. Alicia Duarte says, how do you find out which type of buyers are buying in each zip code area?
It's what I just showed you here. You have to go in and you got to know, are they cash buyers or are they retail buyers? Well, if you're staying in the right area, what's the average sale for the city price versus the average sell in each zip code? If you target those where they're in congruence with each other, then you know that if the buying pool based on number of solds, how many of those were cash versus retail? Usually your agent can pull that data for you out of the MLS. Then I know, is it a bigger cash buyer pool or is it a bigger first-time home buyer pool? How do I know it's a landlord? Well, whatever the average city price is versus the zip code price, if it's much less than the average city price, then that's a rental market. So I know those are landlords.
Manny says, hello, my longtime friend. I have a question. Can you be able to make a course on tax lien certificate? Great business on that. Will you think about it? You the master. Hey, I'm still waiting on my shirt. Ha ha ha. Love you, buddy.
His shirt? What shirt are we supposed to send him?
I don't know, but if it was supposed to be on Facebook, then he must not have answered the private message if we didn't have his contact information.
Hey, Manny, what shirt am I supposed to? I got shirts. We're actually making more shirts now. What shirt am I supposed to send you? Help me out there. Or was it the shirt that he came up with the slogan? Did he come up with the Did you come up with the kids slogan? Was that him?
Might be.
Yeah, we haven't made those yet, but if I'll make them, I'll send them to you. Listen, I don't do tax liens and tax deeds. I did them years ago and just realized that it wasn't fast enough for me. so I'm not into that one.
Hoyt says thanks. Solidel said, Angel. Alicia, she said you're awesome, Zach. Dan said, how do I learn more about today's subject?
You got to get to my live event, Dan. That's where we dig deeper into it. We spend an entire the end of day one on it. So you need to come to the event. It's very important you do that. The next event is in LA in February. I think it's the 9th through the 12th. They've already picked dates and already got a hotel. And we've got the original shark from the hit show Shark Tank coming to that show. Big event for next year. Big event for next year. You want to be there. He's got a message that will blow your mind. You understand this guy's worth $400 million? $400 million. And he's mastered the art of multiple streams of income, and real estate is one that he hits home on with you guys. He's coming out to talk to you about it. The power of just hearing his message will blow your mind. I got to spend the whole day yesterday in Tampa with him, and I was blown away. And if I'm blown away, you'll definitely be blown away.
So Solidel says, just putting it out there that there's no other mentor ever taught me more about market research and zip clusters than you. You are the best, and I can't get enough of you. And Jill.
Love you too, Angel. I just said that.
That was Solidel.
I know, but I'm talking to Solidel. I said love you too, and I know Angel was listening. Yes, you definitely might want to come back. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Nice.
Hey, listen, what else you guys got for me today? I want to hear what you got. You got any more questions for me? Remember, market research is what keeps you safe. If you're enjoying this message today, share the stream, guys. Just share it. That's all I'm asking you to do, because that's your gift to me. I give you all this training, and all I ask for you to give me back is share the message. That's it. That's all I ask. Come, learn, be part of it, participate, communicate. Tell me that you enjoy the message, but share it. That's what I ask you to do. So
Robert's
just share.
here.
Who?
Robert.
Who's Robert?
Robert Coop.
Oh, my Australian mate. How you doing, mate? You laying out like a lizard on a rock?
It's really early there. It's like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, he's up early. Hey, if you enjoyed the message today, type it in. Let me know. I want to hear you. I want to call you out. Let me know. Say the message was good. The message was great. The message was on point. Tell me something. Good morning, friend. Good morning. Good morning.
Also, I want to remind everybody that I am inviting people to like the page. If you get the invite, go ahead and like the page. Like and share.
Yes, that's what it's about, guys. Getting it out there. Getting it out there. If you like the message today, tell me. It was on point. Tell me you got it. You got it. It was on point. Good message. Needed to hear it. Just tell me something so that you know we're on. Because here's the thing. I'm not in front of you guys. You know what I mean? If I was in a room with you, I could hear you. I could see your face. I could see the smiles. I could see the eyes light up like, oh, my gosh, I needed to hear this. Good job.
Great message, Solidel said. Alicia said the message was right on. Shauna said, awesome message. Thank you for all the great tips. Toby said, Zach, you're giving so much more than the training. Manny says, never give up. You the man. Dan says, the message is more than intriguing. Talon said, this is invaluable information.
Good job. That's what I like to know. I like to know you guys are with me. Here's the thing. I love the ones that respond, because you know what happens, Jill, is like I see their names over and over.
Yep.
And like I feel like I know them now.
Yep. They're our Facebook friends.
Yeah. I feel like I know them.
Right.
You know.
And you want to see everybody do so well, and you want to have them come back and ask the questions that they have because they're doing the business.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's so true. Like the ones that are active on this feed are the ones that we're starting to see get more and more results, because they're getting their questions. They're asking. They're saying, hey, look, here's where I'm at. Here's what I'm doing. And we're seeing that action taken is helping.
Her Joy Toy says, great. Now listen to the replay and replay and replay.
That's right. That's exactly right. Listen to the replay over and over and over and over again. That's exactly right. So
Steve, he says the message is on point, not just fluff. Gerard Francois says on point.
I just say that name, Francois. Gilles Beton.
Do you even know what you're saying?
No.
We're going to have to ask Patrick Mallard what he's saying.
I have no idea what I'm saying.
You could be very offensive.
Oh, let's hope not.
So Angel says, as a beginner, do I use the business name I created, or do I just use my name or both?
Your business name. Very simple. That's the power of a business name. Remember, you just work for the company, Angel. That's all you do. You just work for it.
Toby said, guys and ladies, you want to get to California in February. Trust me.
Hey, Toby, they don't have a clue until they've experienced it. See, you've experienced it. You've seen it firsthand, Toby. You've seen it.
Okay, so Victor, he says he believes his obstacles is boundaries between Canada and the U.S.
It's really not, Victor. I mean, I got a student. He's on here right now. The only boundaries that you might run into is maybe like trying to get a traditional bank to finance you. But there's still lenders here that will fund you to get deals here. You just need to get your virtual systems in place, getting somebody on the ground, using a company like We Go Look. But there are lenders that'll fund you, like asset-based lenders, but, you know, they're going to want more money. They're going to want, 30, 35% down on deals, but you got to just get some going so that you can get a track record with a bank so that you can then come back and refinance.
Patrick, he said, no, Zach isn't offensive in French.
Good. Good.
Fritz says, do you have a repeat tomorrow?
Tomorrow's show is called our Dig Deeper episode. And so on Wednesdays, we do a show called Dig Deeper. And it's about digging deeper into all kinds of things. Maybe a book review, an expert, maybe yourself, business, a deal. It's just all kinds. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to go through a case study, a deal. I'd love to have you on. I'd love for you guys to come back. I'd love to take a phone call tomorrow. So if somebody's got a deal and you're working a deal, be on the show tomorrow and let us know when you come on. Hey, I want you to run my deal and put your phone number in so that we can call you, and then we'll go over the deal with you.
Shelton, he said God's country, Huntsville, Alabama.
That's right. That's right.
Martin Hill, he says that you're coming to Cali. Awesome news, Slim.
Hey, I put on a little more weight though. I can't lie about that.
Alicia, she says she will be here tomorrow.
Good
Toby
job.
says we're digging deeper tomorrow, guys and ladies.
That's right.
Alicia
Same time. That's right. We do it every Tuesday, every Wednesday at 1:30 time zone. So,
Robert, he said I would definitely make a trip back over to the U.S. to see Zach work his magic and share his message and educate because it is the best.
Boom! I love you, man. Thank you, Robert from Australia.
Victor,
I always have to say that when I say your name.
Toby says, I want you to run my deal, Zach.
All right, Toby. You got to be on here tomorrow. Get it going. We'll run my deal, and then we'll run your deal. How about that? So,
Victor says, thank you, Zach, for great insights. There's none like you. Kudos.
Thanks, Victor.
Solid L said, you don't want to miss his Dig Deeper show. Steve said, Toby is right. It got to be there. Can't really describe it. It's like trying to explain what a banana tastes like. You can, but you have to be there.
It's all mushy.
Patrick says, I'll be there tomorrow to listen to you guys.
Awesome, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to part ways with you here. We're already past the 1:30 mark, and I got to get on down the road. I got an inner circle coaching call I got to do. But listen, I've enjoyed you guys today. I hope you got a lot of value out of today. You guys are the best, especially those of you that are participating and communicating with me. It's all about that. So remember, next week on our Real Estate Investing Talk Show, I am actually going to walk you through a $100,000 mistake I made. You don't want to miss that one. So $100,000 mistake I made, and would have put most people out of business, but I got up, dusted my knees off, and kept on going. So that's our show next week on our Tuesday Real Estate Investing Show, but tomorrow is our Dig Deeper. This is Zach Childress, and I am your real estate coach, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye now.